first thing again is trying to find this shape. This is a based, if you base it off of a rectangular shape, at least you can get the size of it. And it does have a center line, and it is a symmetrical item on either side of the any axis that you draw through here. So just trying to build this piece up. So I could use a little bit of this template just to show you. I already sketched out a little bit of it here, and just kind of finding where this one would be. And once I get it lined up, I'm going to indicate a couple hash lines there so I can curve that piece and just write down a little bit of a dimension to it. So I'm just going to put a center line down there so I can use the same one. So just kind of using it as a little help. But again, you can work without it. And I'm just going to use the edge of it to help me with that straight line right there. And I just wrote down, they do have measurements all along here, so I'm just going to incorporate that right on the top here so I can indicate the curves that go in there. I'm just going to use the same one. This is a 30-degree line, so when you line this up here, it's isometric. You can see these hash marks, and all you do is just line this part up, and that'll give you the piece going off to the other side. And just lining it up here. So you can see that you can get it pretty accurate for this piece. And then just run the tangent line right up to this edge. Again, this one also is 9/16 too. So you can lay it up here. So sometimes if you do a drawing that's just strictly in perspective, it shows those edges pretty accurately. And then once I have it down, I can just freehand in the rest. I don't need to continuously use the section here. But just kind of showing it to you. So it has the idea of it all being listed into that piece. Second from the left. Okay. So again, as I take a look at the edges, these are kind of rounded off. I'm just going to connect these again. So I kind of have a heavier design for this piece. Some of these inside sections, just kind of rounding this off. Rounding that section off. Okay, so again, you can use this template. You can try to sketch it in. I'm just going to throw it in there just to give me a start. So using it on this little handle, for example, sets it up. Again, just using it for a little help coming down this section here. So once I have that piece, and for this string, just thinking of it almost like a section right into Illustrator. Just a stroke. builds that piece up. So I kind of have the outline now. It's just a matter of trying to shade this. And when you take a look at the texture of this one side, it's going to be in there. So here I can just kind of shade this up just to get a tone. So I'm just using the straight edge to help me there. And the dark to light. So there's a little bit of the gray tone on there. Build a little bit of this vertical line, and you might see the texture coming across this piece. And again, when you look a little closer, you can see that there's some texture on all the metal. So just giving it a little bit of that. Give you that section. And so it's kind of a simplified shape, a wedge shape. It has these pieces, and when you look up close at some of these details, it becomes a little easier to render. Like so. Part of the metal. Here, just using a little bit of a template for shading it. Okay, so there it just has some of the detail, and again, you can always go back in and crispen up the outlines. Make it a little sharper. And that edge style. Cast shadow here. give you the shape of it all together there.